quadratic trinomials with leading coefficient greater than 1. Let's read together. 1, 2, 3. I can factor quadratic trinomials with leading coefficient greater than 1. So what do you guys notice different from yesterday? The only thing that's being added, the leading coefficient, right?
Yeah.
So what that means is that yesterday we saw stuff that started with x squared. Remember that? Today we're going to see other trinomials that start with a coefficient that is a number in front of the x squared aside from 1. Okay? So yesterday I gave you guys what quadratic trinomials were, and we said they are expressions, 3 terms only, and highest degree is 2. Remember that? I gave you guys steps. You don't need these anymore because you already have them. The steps were factor out the GCF, open 2 parens, factor the first term, draw your diamond or the Power Rangers, right? Write your factors and check. All right? So today we're going to continue with the same process, and you already have them written down, so that's why you don't need to write these down. However, write this example down. Example number 1. It says factor 2x squared plus 12x plus 10. Check your answer. Copy that, please. It says factor 2x squared plus 12x plus 10 and check your answer. So let's go over our steps. What is our first step? Factor out the GCF. So let's look at this. Does this one have a GCF? Yes, what is that? 2. And let's see what we're left with. We're left with x squared plus 6x plus 10. Do we know what to do with this one? Yeah. What would be our next step right after that? Open 2 parentheses. Factor out the first term. What is my first term? X squared. It becomes x and x. From there we open our Power Rangers. But for you guys need to draw your diamond. Be nice. So, yes, you do have to. This one goes down here, 6. This one goes up here, which is a 10. So what factors of 10? Let's see. 1 times 10, 2 times 5. Bless you. Are all those the factors of 10?
Yeah.
Did I make a mistake? Yeah. What was the mistake I made?
It's supposed to be 5.
It's supposed to be 5. Man. 5. Yeah, I was testing you. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Yeah, I was trying to see if you were paying attention. All right. So this one is 5. What are the factors of 5?
1 and 5.
1 times 5. So this one is 1 and 5. 1 and 5. However, we're not done. What was the GCF? 2. That one you need to bring down, and now those are my factors. So let's check this. Here we go. Check. Almost. So let's check it. Draw your area model. We got x plus 1, x plus 5. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. 1 times x is 1x, and 1 times 5 is 5. Let's see. We have x squared. The peanut. 5 plus 1, that's 6x. And at the end, plus 5. But don't forget about the GCF, which is what? 2. So we need to distribute that at the end. That gives me 2x squared plus 12x plus 10. Did we end up with where we started? Yes, that's how you check. How we doing? Good? Now, a way to remember, because this is what happens every year that I teach this. Look up, please. Students tend to forget this number, to bring this number down at the end. So, in order for you not to forget, let me put it to you like this. Here goes a little story. Here's you and your friends right here. Yeah, it's your crew right there. But there's always that one friend that you always kick to the curb to try and forget that friend. And here's your crew over here. Well, guess what? And guess what? Here's your crew, and all of a sudden you're doing stuff, and guess what? Here comes a friend again. And everybody's like, oh, here it comes. Right? Okay. So even if you don't invite them to the fair, guess what? They're going to bump into you. How come you didn't call me? Right?
Oh, because you want
Be nice. So, don't forget about the friend, please. Even if you try not to include them in your group, make sure at the end they're with you. Are we there? All right. Yeah. To the test. All right. Copy this one down, please. Example 2. It says negative x squared minus 9x minus 6. Negative x squared minus negative 3x squared minus 9x minus 6. So let's do this one together. Here we go. What is our GCF?
3.
But if this leading, exactly, it's negative 3. Yeah.
How do you know it's because it's...
Okay. You need to think of it like this. Is there a number that divides into each term?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That would be the GCF. Right. Then we'll check. Right now, we're going to get one of those. So let's see. What is negative 3 divided by negative 3? 1x squared. Negative 9.
Negative 9.
Hold on. Really? Negative 9 divided by negative 3 is positive 3x. Negative 6 divided by negative 3, that's positive 2. Do we know what to do from there? Finish it off, please. See what you get. Here goes the process. So, from there, you open 2 parentheses. Factor the first term. Power Rangers, we got 3 down here. 2 up here, and this is our product. So therefore, what factors of 2 add up to 3? 1 and 2, but I can write them the other way around, right? 2 and 1. However, don't forget about the friend. So these are my factors. So at the end, we're going to check area model. X plus 2, x plus 1, x squared, x, 2x, 2, and this becomes x squared plus 3x plus 2, and we multiply at the end times the friend, which is negative 3. Distribute, this is negative 3x squared minus 9x minus 6. Did we end up with where we started? Yes. Hands if you got that. Okay? Let's move on. For these next ones, don't check. We're just going to factor. Yeah? So we can go a little bit faster. Here we go. Example number 3. We got negative 5x squared plus 15x plus 20. Negative 5x squared plus 15x plus 20. See if you can do that one by yourself completely. Go. All right, so the GCF was negative 5, open parentheses. We're left with x squared minus 3x minus 4. Continue from there, Kalia. What is my next step?
Okay, wait, no. Did you do that little x?
Close.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Oh, yeah.
Open 2 parentheses and factor the first.
And then do the
Power Ranger thing.
And do negative 4 on top and negative 3 on the bottom.
Negative 4 on top, negative 3 on the bottom. This is a sum, this is a product. So what factors of 4 add or subtract to give us 3? 1 and 4. But now, with this number, look up, this number tells us that one of them is negative. This number tells us the sign of the biggest number. What's the biggest number? The 4. So the 4 is a negative. So this is x plus 1, x minus 4, and you bring down the negative 5 as factors. Yes, question. Okay, here it goes again. Whenever this product is a negative, that means one of the two numbers has to be a negative, right? So this number, the sign of this number will be the sign of the biggest number of the two. So here we go. If I had, watch, let me erase this again so you guys can see the process. The two factors of 4 are 1 and 4 and 2 and 2, so I wrote 1 and 4. One of them has to be a negative. This tells me the sign of the biggest number. What is the biggest number? So what is the sign of 4? Negative, because this one has a negative. What if this was a positive? What would 4 be?
Positive.
Positive, and this one would be the negative. All right?
Okay.
Let's move on, please. Example. Then it's wrong.
Okay.
Okay, let's find out why it's wrong if you do it like this. Minus 1 and positive 4. What is negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. What is negative 1 plus 4? 3. And what is this? So it does matter what you write on each one of these. So be careful. Let's go to the next one. Negative x squared minus 8x minus 12. Copy that. And I'll help you with the first part. Here we go. What is our GCF? Yeah. Negative 1. Thank you, Daniel. And we're left with x squared. What else? Plus 8x plus 12. And you know what to do from there. Go.
Wait. What factor? I did it. I just don't know what factor it was. I got the answer.
Okay.
Oh, the answer is x plus 6 and then x plus 2. I got it.
Hands, if you got that as your answer? That is incorrect. All factors include the GCF. Factors. So, here we go. Yeah. So, you open two parentheses. Here goes the rest of the process. X and X. Power Rangers. Da, 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 da. This is 8. This is 12. Factors of 12 are 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Which one of those adds up to 8? 2 and 6. X plus 2, X plus 6. But don't forget about the friend. That's how we get that. Let's do another one. Here we go. Example 5. Copy this one. It says 6x squared plus 11x plus 4. Just copy it, and I'm going to go over that in a little bit. So, we have 6x squared plus 11x plus 4. However, there is no GCF. There's no number that divides into each term other than 1, and there is no other variable on the third term, only these two. So therefore, the process continues the same. My next step would be, in case I had already started, I would open two parentheses. But this time I cannot factor the first term because it doesn't have just x squared. Now it has a number, doesn't it? Therefore, I'm going to go to my next step. You're just paying attention. And what goes down here? 11. That's my sum. However, look what I write at the top. You multiply the first times the last. Why? Because now we have this leading coefficient. Does everybody see that? Right, so we're going to be combining those. So here we go. Pay attention. So at that point, the rest of it is similar. What is the factors of 24 are 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. So which one of those adds up to that? 3 and 8. So therefore, I'm going to write 3 and 8. But right now, I cannot write them in here because I didn't start like the other way, right? Factoring. So now, this is the next step that you need to pay attention. Pens down, eyes up here. Here we go. I'm going to rewrite this expression down here. 6x squared, but look, Instead of writing 11x, I'm going to write
Wait, what? Oh, because those are the... Oh.
where did I get 3 and 8? From here, because both of them add up to what? 11. That's what gives me 11. Is everybody following so far? Yes. Because wasn't 11 11x?
Yeah, because you split it into half.
Hold on. Wasn't 11 11x? So what makes 11x? 3x plus 8x. Because we're rewriting it, but now using those factors. Alright, so at that point, here we go. I'm going to group these two. What's GCF for these two? 3x. I'm left with 2x plus 1. Now I'm going to factor these. What is my GCF? 4. And we're left with 2x plus 1.
Yeah,
What's the same? What's the same here and here? 2x plus 1. And what's left over? 3x plus 4. And those are my factors.
I got it.
Copy that, please. Copy that. Here we go. So I'm gonna recap the steps. Here we go. As you finish copying the steps. Here we go. First step. Was there a GCF? No. I did go to my next step, which was open to parentheses, but I couldn't factor this term because now it has a coefficient. Does everybody see that? From there, I drew my diamond. Middle term goes on the bottom, and what goes on top? The first times the last. That went on top. I found my factors. From there, which one of those adds up to 11, which is the middle term? 3 and 8. From there, instead of filling in our parentheses, we rewrite the expression. So, the expression was 6x squared plus 11x plus 4, but instead of 11, now I'm going to write 3x plus 8x, which were the two factors that we found. From there, we factor by grouping. So we group the first two. What is GCF here? 3x. 6x squared divided by 3x, that's 2x. 3x divided by 3x is 1. 8x and 4x, you group those. What's GCF for these two? Some of you said 2, but what is the biggest number? 4. 8x divided by 4, that's 2x, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. So what now is my GCF for these two terms? 2x plus 1, and what was left? 3x plus 4. That's why when I first left you the first lesson on GCF, and then from there factoring, you needed to master and do really well with these, because they were going to come back. Okay? Let's continue. Example 6.
I'm still kind of confused, but...
I know. We're going to go over the next one together.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm going to try more myself.
Example 6. It says 3x squared minus 2x minus 8. 3x squared minus 2x minus 8. Copy that. So, is there a GCF? No. So at that point, we open two parentheses. 1, 2. But what do you notice? There's a leading coefficient, so we cannot factor it out. From there, we draw our diamond. What goes down here? Negative 2. What goes on top? Negative 24. So let's see, what are the factors of 24? 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. Which one of those adds or subtracts to give us negative 2. 4 and 6. So watch. This is what we were talking about earlier when some of you are like, what do you mean, Mr. Q, the signs? So watch. The product here is a negative, which means one of these two has to be a negative. This number tells us the sign of the biggest number. What is the sign of this one? So the biggest number is 6, which is our negative. Are we there so far? All right. So now, at that point, we're going to rewrite our expression down here, 3x squared. But instead of writing negative 2x, what am I going to write? Plus 4x. What else? Minus 6x. And then the last step, minus 8. So, at that point, let's group these. What is GCF here?
4. I mean, no, 3.
There is no number. Is 4 divisible by 3? How about variables? What is the smallest variable for 2? X. So that's our GCF. What's left? 3x plus 4, because the x over x becomes 1. 1 times 4 is 4. All right, let's group this one. What is GCF for these two? Negative 2. It is 2, but this one has a negative, this one doesn't, so it's negative 2. What's left? Negative 6 divided by negative 2 is 3x. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 is positive 4. So what's the same here and here? 3x plus 4, and what's left over? X minus 2, and those are my factors.
I messed up in the beginning from multiplying.
I know. Let's do another one. Here we go. Example 7. Copy this one, please. Example 7. See if you can do this one by yourself all the way through. I'll just help you with the first step. Here it goes. There you go.
Wow.
Okay, fine. What's our GCF for this one, Sassy? What's the biggest number that divides 4, 34, and 42? Thank you, Sassy. And doesn't the leading coefficient have a negative? So therefore it's a negative 2. So, what is negative 4 divided by negative 2? 2x squared. What is negative 34 divided by negative 2? Positive 17x. What is negative 42 divided by negative 2? Positive 21. So now, look up please, pens down. If I was to cover this and that, I'm sorry. Have we been doing these right now?
Yeah.
Do we know what to do from there? Yeah, so continue from there. Open two parentheses.
Oh, yeah.
Power Rangers. So, what goes down here? 17, that's our sum. What goes on top? 42. The first times the last.
But I thought they could do that. I thought that's only when there wasn't a...
I know, don't we still have a number in front of the x squared? Other than 1? Yes, let's continue. 1 times 42, 2 times 21, 3 times 14, 4 times nothing, 6 times 7. Which one of those adds or subtract to that?
3 and 14.
3 and 14. And can we write it the other way around also?
No, because don't you say you have to have it in a specific way?
No, I said you can flip them either way as long as you know which one's a negative. There's negative. So there's, I'm going to write 14 and 3. Here goes again. Look up, please. Here goes the basics. From the beginning of the year, we covered multiplication property of equality, multiplication property of addition, and commutative property of multiplication. And I said, If we have 10, 10 we can get from 2 times 5. But isn't it the same as 5 times 2? Does the order matter? No. Same thing here. The order doesn't matter. Even when you have a negative, the order of the numbers doesn't matter as long as you keep the sign with whichever the number it belongs to. So let's continue. At that point, what do? I rewrite my expression. 2x squared, what's next?
Plus 14x.
Plus 14x.
Plus 3x.
Plus 3x.
Plus 21.
Plus 21. That is correct. Let's continue. Bless you. What is GCF for these two? Ernesto G.
2.
2. What else?
2x.
2x. And we're left with x plus 7. What is GCF for these two? Ernesto P. 3. What do we have left? X plus 7. Therefore, what is GCF now? X plus 7. And what's left? 2x plus 3. Those are my factors. I know it's longer. So, are these the only factors? What did we forget?
Forgot his friend.
The friend. And the friend is -2. Don't forget about the friend. There it is. Yes, I was. Let's do another one. Copy this one. Example 8. 6x squared plus 11x plus 3. Copy that and see if you can do that one by yourself. Go. Let's see. Do we have a GCF? No. Therefore, we open two parentheses. Power Rangers. Which one goes down here? 11.
11 and 18 on top.
I don't understand what's this. 11, this one is 18. So what are the factors of 18? 1 times 18.
2 and 9, and 2 and 9 is
2 times 9.
2 and 9.
3 times 6.
2 and 9.
Which one of those adds up to 11?
2 and 9.
2 and 9. Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. So I'm going to rewrite this. We got 6x squared plus 2x plus 9x plus 3. What do we do from there? Group. What is GCF? 2x, and we're left with 3x plus 1. What's GCF here? 3, and we're left with 3x plus 1. So what are my factors? 3x plus 1, 2x plus 3. Those are my factors. There's no friend on this one. Alright? So, being that it's the fair weekend, and to be fair, there's no home plate, but if you want to go ahead, go to the lesson that's next to the one you did last night. Good one. See you guys. Your parties, your progress reports, bring them signed on Monday. Good one. See you guys till Monday.